To whose benefit? People have called you a narcissist. People say that it's to your benefit alone. Is it to the benefit of you and to Donald Trump?
It's the benefit of this country that we have a better Speaker of the House than Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy couldn't keep his word. He made an agreement in January regarding the way Washington would work, and he violated that agreement. We are $33 trillion in debt. We are facing $2.2 trillion annual deficits. We face a de-dollarization globally that will crush Americans, working class Americans. Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a speaker who's better.
So what do you think about Matt Gaetz leading that move to oust Speaker Kevin McCarthy?
I think it's a great move on his part. He's a hero to me.
A hero is how Republican voter Billy Mitchell sees Matt Gaetz. Here on the northwestern edge of Florida's Panhandle in Gaetz's congressional district, voters like Mitchell are in good company. Matt Gaetz believes that he did what his constituents wanted him to do. Do you support that? Is that what you wanted?
Yes, absolutely.
I'd
like to see the government shut down entirely for a while. Maybe our money won't be going to Ukraine.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about some bombshell news. Yes, more news about the Speaker of the House and what the GOP is going to do about the future of the party, okay? As it looks like Kevin McCarthy's career has officially come to an end, and Matt Gaetz literally ended this man's career because now it is being reported that Kevin McCarthy plans to resign from Congress. Yes, he's going to step down from Congress after getting ousted from the Speaker of the House role. Take a look.
Breaking news into CNN. Sources tell my colleague Melanie Zanona and me that former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is expected to step down from Congress before the end of his term. Politico was first to report. Let's get back to Melanie Zanona on Capitol Hill. So, Melanie, we're both hearing that McCarthy plans to stick around through the vote for the speakership, right? But then his future in the House is uncertain, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And in talking to sources who are close to Kevin McCarthy, they are expecting him to leave before the end of his term. This is something that he has been toying with. And he even said in a closed-door conference meeting after he was removed as Speaker that he wants to go home and spend time with his family. But he does want to stick around at least through the rest of this speakership election. He really wants to make sure that the conference, which has been so chaotic over the last few days especially, is calm and steady before he leaves. Now, he doesn't plan to get involved in the speaker's race. We're told he's not expected to endorse any candidate, but he does want to be around to really see this through. And keep in mind, this is a huge seismic shift for the party. Kevin McCarthy came to Congress in 2007. He was a state lawmaker in California before that. He has spent his entire adult career in politics. He came to Congress. He worked his way through the leadership ranks. He's held multiple leadership roles over the years. And he tried to become Speaker back in 2015. And at that time, the House Freedom Caucus denied him the gavel, but he kept fighting. He eventually became the leader of his party. And when they took the majority last year, you remember that January vote, it took him 15 rounds to become Speaker, and he did finally get there. But Kevin McCarthy says he has no regrets about how he acted during Speaker, whether it was the bipartisan debt ceiling deal that we saw earlier this summer or his decision, his consequential decision on Saturday to put a stopgap funding bill on the floor to fund the government, which ultimately led to his ouster earlier this week. But again, just so much uncertainty in the Republican Party because we still don't know who is going to replace Kevin McCarthy. At the moment, we have an acting speaker, an interim speaker. That's Patrick McHenry of North Carolina. But two men are vying to replace Kevin McCarthy. That is Jim Jordan, the House Judiciary Chair, and Steve Scalise, the #2 Republican, who has also been in leadership right behind Kevin McCarthy for many, many years. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out next week. But as of right now, it looks like Kevin McCarthy might not be sticking around in Congress, though he could still be involved politically as someone who is a strong fundraiser and someone who's very plugged in to Republican politics, Pam.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? Matt Gaetz literally has ended Kevin McCarthy's career. This guy is going to step down and resign before the end of his term. He's not even going to finish his term. And this dude is not even that old, okay? He's not that old. He can finish out his term, but he is that distraught. He's that broken from what happened to him that he is stepping down. He's quitting. He's like, I quit. I give up. Again, this is what happens when you're power hungry, right? He was so power hungry that he decided to put himself in this position in the first place as a weak speaker, okay, because he wanted to be speaker so bad. And then he can't be speaker anymore. He's quitting. He's taking his ball and he's going home, okay? I can't be speaker, so I don't want to play ball at all, right? I want to spend time with my family, which, hey, I don't blame him, okay? He's been in Congress for a long time. It's time for him to roll up on out of there, right? So, again, I'm not upset that Kevin McCarthy is throwing in the white flag, right? He's waving the towel. He's saying I give up. But this is kind of a big deal, right? I take my own biases out of it because I want to show you guys something, because I've been trying to make a point to you guys about how Republicans and Democrats as well too, how all this stuff works, right? This is actually a very big deal, and it's not good for the Republican Party overall, okay, from a monetary perspective, a financial perspective, because the leader of these parties is not who is most ideologically aligned with voters or the base as a whole. No, they never really pick leadership based off that. What they pick leadership based off of is who can raise the most money, okay? Who can be the best prostitute in Congress, because that's what it is, okay? There's a reason why these people got so butthurt when Matt Gaetz called out the fact that they are bought and paid for by their super PACs, okay, lobbyists, all that stuff. Anytime somebody like Vivek Ramaswamy or Matt Gaetz says something about how the politicians are bought and sold, they get so pissed, right? They get very angry about it because it's true. It's 100% true. And again, when people ask questions about how in the world is somebody like a Kevin McCarthy or a Mitch McConnell become leader of the party when the party clearly does not like these individuals, you got to point to the money, right? As you can see here, California reps, McCarthy, Pelosi, Porter, and Schiff among the nation's biggest fundraisers. Now, if you go and you look at who raises the most money in Congress, as you can see here in the House of Representatives, it's Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy, he's right there at the top. This is why he was the leader of the Republican Party in the House. Make no mistake about it. Look who the top Democrat is, or one of the top Democrats. Now, Katie Porter is technically the top Democrat, but you got Nancy Pelosi, who, again, spent a whole lot of time as Speaker of the House for the Democrats. Well, again, why is that? It's because she is one of the best fundraisers. Look who's currently being considered to be the next Speaker of the House for the Republicans. Look who stepped up. You have Steve Scalise, a top fundraiser. Okay? He raised $18 million. Now, Nancy Pelosi raised 25. Kevin McCarthy raised $27 million. Again, this was during the last election cycle, right? 2022. Okay? Let's look at Hakeem Jeffries. Discount Obama, right? Discount Obama. The leader of the Democrats. Why is he the leader? Well, this man bought in $29 million for Democrats in the second quarter. You can see Jim Jordan raised $13 million. AOC has raised $12 million. Marjorie Taylor Greene has raised $12 million. I know it might seem far-fetched, but based off this pattern, some of these numbers, we can see a speaker Marjorie Taylor Greene or a speaker AOC. I'm just saying, it's 100% entirely possible. If they can raise big money, they can be speaker. That's like one of the main qualifications you need, okay? How much can you sell yourself for money? Now, in the case of Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC, their fundraising is more grassroots, right? So I don't think that they're getting a whole lot of corporate donations. Probably AOC is, because she is corporate, okay? Marjorie Taylor Greene, not so much, but still, okay? So again, you can kind of see a reoccurring pattern here in regards to how these political parties choose their leadership, right? Fundraising. Everything is about money, okay? And that's why some of these Republicans are so upset and they're so butthurt about Kevin McCarthy getting ousted, is because the money train is going to dry up. 4 House Republicans, during the first 6 months of his speakership, this guy raised $21.7 million, okay, for the House, right? For the National Republican Congressional Committee, the House GOP's campaign arm, They said that Kevin McCarthy raised more than $40 million during last year's midterm cycle. And the Congressional Leadership Fund, a McCarthy-aligned super PAC, said it raised nearly $650 million under the California Republican, including $80 million so far already this cycle and $350 million for last year's races. So McCarthy is an expert fundraiser. That's why he was the leader, right? Mitch McConnell is an expert fundraiser. He's a great fundraiser. He's a great prostitute. That's why he's the leader, right? Do you guys understand what's going on here? Okay, so, look, here's the thing. Kevin McCarthy's career has come to an end, but from a fundraising perspective, it is a big deal. It's going to hurt the Republican Party. But the fact that it hurts the Republican Party should tell you guys why this system needs to be changed, right? We should not have a system where politicians are being bought and sold by big money interests, and you have the whole party not being aligned with the people, okay, but being aligned with corporate interests that have bought the political process. I mean, you guys are seeing how much Democrats are boohoo whining and crying about McCarthy. Okay, you got establishment Republicans boohoo whining and crying about McCarthy. Why is that? It's not because the people wanted McCarthy to be leader. No, they're boohoo whining and crying because he was their fundraiser. He bought the money coming in. Okay, and again, this is anti-democratic, and that's the whole point of me showing you guys this stuff, is to show you how this stuff works. It's not about what the people want. It's about what the money wants, right? Who bought these politicians and what they want. Kevin McCarthy was great at fundraising. I ain't never donated anything having to do with Kevin McCarthy. So I know it ain't the people that he's raising money from. This is from corporate interests. So yeah, Kevin McCarthy deciding to step down. Yeah, it's a big deal. But it being a big deal should show you guys why the system is corrupt and why it needs to be changed. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.